Hello, my water signs. You are the last but not least Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. We're going to take a look at the energy for you coming up this next week. See what's coming out for you. I hope you guys are well and you enjoyed this beautiful weekend. Um, so let's take a look for you. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you have not, and let me know. How are you doing out there? If you feel led, you can shoot me an email. Here's my email, lettyspeak@gmail.com. Let me know how you're doing. Okay. We'll start with Pisces. All right. Energy for Pisces this next week. All right. So for you, Pisces, I am seeing that this week there's going to be a lot of room for you to um, possibly reflect. I do feel like there could be things that will be brought up, possibly that will arise in your life here in the next week, possibly things from the past that will show back up. Um, the energies may feel very balanced, but there does feel like there might be some restrictions that you'll be feeling as far as your environment is concerned, as far as you being able to really reach out and do some of the things you want to do. You may feel a little bit restricted for whatever reason, right? It could be that you don't necessarily have exactly what you need at the time to do what it is that you're wanting to do. There's some type of restriction that might show up in your environment that will kind of keep you from doing what you want to do. However, the Eight of Swords is the illusion of restriction. It's not really restriction. It says that there are some ways to do it if you really want to do it, but it just may not be how you want to do it, right? And so you may be feeling that way over this next week, not able to do all the things that you want to do. It does feel like you will be focused on um, providing, you'll be focused on work in some type of way, bringing in provisions. There's something about dealing with disappointments, possible heartache, healing, relationships or connections, or making better decisions, right? There's some focus on that that's coming in um, for this week. I also see difficulty um, with some information that'll be coming in this week. You may have difficulty receiving it. The energies may feel very scattered this week. And so, though you may have a lot of energy, there may be some difficulties with, directing that energy in a way that's going to be beneficial. Something about this week where you may not feel like you are connecting the way that you want to. That may be a difficulty this week as well. And there's something about not seeing, things come to pass, like not seeing a return for, what it is that you expect a return from. Like, say, if you have stocks that you've invested in, you're watching them, but you're not seeing them performing the way that you would like, right? You're not going to see good performance this week, or not the type that you want to see. Maybe you wanted like a 10 point, surplus on your stocks. You might only see one, so there's something about your investments that come in as a challenge this week. It's not performing. This could also be time, energy, something concerning your health, right? And so that's coming in as a challenge this week. But what you don't see is the Wheel of Fortune, the Devil, and the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like things are set up. There's something that is happening, that's going to work in your benefit when it comes to you being able to empower yourself and to release things that you have found may not be totally beneficial. Like, this could be changing a diet or changing some type of habit that will help you become more healthy, or help you heal in some type of way. There's something that's happening in your favor that's going to allow you to make this change or empower yourself over whatever this is that has, you know, proven to be difficult to release. Right. And so this week you may feel super empowered in that way to choose what is going to be beneficial for you. Okay. We have the Fool, the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. And so I feel like for some of you, this feels like a divine counterpart. This week feels like there's going to be a turn, possibly in your, this could be your connection. If this is a divine counterpart, um, this could be trying something new or taking a different approach, that's going to be beneficial for your connection. Right? This feels like new energy coming in. For some of you, this could be someone new, or it could be you, just looking or approaching your current situation differently. Okay. But it feels like it's going to be new, adventurous, something that feels fun and free from any type of heaviness. And it feels new. All right. And so lots of cards came out for you. I have the Sacred Prince, the Horse King, the River Queen, the Phoenix, and Sacred Union. Yeah, so there's something about partnerships and romance at the end of this week that's going to land on a good note. Um, and there may be something that you're trying new, or you could be connecting with someone new. Um, there's something about something being resurrected here and surrendering to change, right? This could be you just surrendering to a new way of living. You may be just, um, a little bit tired of the same old, and deciding to make some major changes that's going to give you just a different feeling in life overall. And so this could absolutely be something that you tried before, that you might be trying again or picking back up or resurrecting. And so there's something about this where There's a need to flow and surrender to the change, to what's happening right now with the River Queen. There's a letting go and just allowing things to unfold as they may. There's something about self control coming in here as well with the Horse King. I don't know if you're receiving some kind of help or assistance with regaining back control in some type of way this week, but that's going to be huge in your success this week. And then there's something about being compensated and not giving up hope, right? Being compensated about something. For someone, you may be receiving some type of uh, money this week, some type of income that you've been waiting for a while. That's coming in this week as well. Okay. But overall, I do feel like the whole tone of this message is all about healing for you, Pisces, so that you can feel more fulfillment out of life overall with your connections, with your fulfillment over life, period. I do feel like this has a lot to do with you opening up to healing. Okay. This is a beautiful week for you, Pisces. Okay. Get ready for this and just release the outcome. You know, just leave it to spirit to do for you. That's for you, Pisces. Thank you for stopping by. All right. Let's do Cancer next. Cancer. Let's see what's coming in for you this next week. Thank you for stopping by. Blood Moon Oracle here. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you have not. Hit the bell if you find yourself subscribing, just so you'll be notified when we go live or post content like this. If you want to drop by and say hello, my email is lettyspeak@gmail.com. All right, for Cancer, let's see what's coming in for you, my Cancers. For the next week, what's coming in for Cancer? Right, King of Pentacles and the Fool. So lots of balance here for you in your environment. I do feel a lot of adventure and spontaneity, possibly even some travels this next week. For some of you, you'll be moving from one place to another, either permanently moving or you're traveling this week coming up. And it doesn't have to be like a long distance travel. You're just going to be doing a lot of moving this next week here. This week, you're thinking of bringing something back. Excuse me for a second. It's like something you're thinking of pulling out of the closet or pulling out of the shed. You're thinking of bringing something back, and pulling something out that's been put away for a while. Yeah, I do feel like some of you will be traveling. I feel like this week is going to be a week of um, you providing some support, lots of support. And it almost feels like nurturing that you'll be providing or being provided. Um, that's going to bring a lot of balance and stability and just a lot of grounded energy for those around you. Or this is something that you'll be being given. For some reason, this is on your mind. This might be someone you're thinking about that actually has some type of nurturing qualities about them. This might be someone you see um, in that way. You're thinking about them a lot this week. There's something that has them on your mind this week for some reason. Again, travel's coming up here, or you're thinking of ways in which you'll be expanding soon, like what your next move is going to be in terms of expanding and moving forward. For some of you guys, you're traveling, and so you're about to start planning a trip or putting the pieces of it together. Some of you that already have the trip, you're going to start packing to prepare for that trip this week. And I also get the energy of um, seeking, going within to seek answers. For some of you, you don't really like to get a lot of advice from friends. You like to actually get your advice straight from your connection. And so you'll be going in for that advice. And you always come back with more than what you need. You come back with other kinds of information that you share with others that find your level of connection very interesting. Um, so there's something about this week, though, that you're working on that comes through as a difficulty. You've been working on it real hard, and there's something about it that comes through as difficult. Um, it's hard to imagine. What is this? That it's possible. The Nine of Cups. That it's possible. It's hard to imagine that it is actually possible or attainable. What is this? That Cancer is having a difficulty. The Queen of Cups and the Three of Swords. This might be thoughts about someone specific. It's almost like you are wanting to move towards someone, but not sure. Or there's something about visualizing something, but not sure how to bring it to pass. The Magician comes out here, but it's in a challenge position. And so there's something about manifesting something that's difficult. The Eight of Pentacles, doing this is difficult. There's something difficult about this. The Page of Cups, being able to visualize it. And then the Nine of Cups, right? There's something about bringing this into reality that's difficult. We have the Queen of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. There may be a need to seek assistance. It feels like there is possibly someone who knows how to navigate this difficulty. The Queen of Wands. This person holds a special kind of um, experience, right? For this specific challenge that you are experiencing, Cancer. And so you may have an opportunity to consult with the services of someone who is able to assist you in overcoming this challenge, okay, that you're experiencing here this week. The Queen of Wands and the Four of Cups and the Eight of Cups. There's something about this that's different than anything else. This is almost like experiencing or receiving something that you've never received. There's something about this that's different. And there's also something about this that will set you like in a whole different place if you're able to do this. This opportunity will advance you in some type of way. Let's see. It's too many. Because there's something about the Eight of Cups that gives me the energy of kind of needing to move forward, needing to advance from the position where you are, because it's almost like you have exhausted all of the potential where you are. Like you would really benefit from being able to complete this that you're trying to complete here. The outcome is the Empress, the Death, and the Three of Swords. That's the outcome. This definitely is overcoming some kind of conflict, but there's a transformation here taking place. And this three, something about transmuting pain, disappointment, heartbreak into creativity. Again, I get that often with you, Cancer. Being able to transmute or transform like energies. What is the Empress, Death, and the Three of Swords? Yeah, that's the solution. Bringing things back into order with the Emperor, the Queen of Cups, back into balance, right? And so there's something here about that here. That's the answer to your issue here is bringing things back into balance, bringing things back into order. Um, really creating something that has never been done. It's an opportunity here. Um, let's see. Any other messages for Cancer? All right, we have the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, the Eyes of Beauty, and the Lady of the Gift. Okay. And so the Ringmaster of Scrutiny is all about discernment, clear vision, and paying attention to the details. I feel like Spirit is saying, like, if you really, and you may have already, it's almost like you're studying and scrutinizing every little detail of something um, to gain clear vision, to get, a level of understanding here of what it is that you're looking at. And then also the eyes of beauty, that clarity is going to help um, with being able to look at it from a positive perspective. There's something about this that requires, when we're talking about manifesting with the Magician here and the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Cups and the Nine of Cups, like there's something here about um, how you look at a thing and the intention that you set on the outcome, even before you see it, right? That's why the clarity is needed because you need to be able to see the positive outcome, right? There's something about this that presents difficulty in coming up with the solution, but it needs to be seen clearly, whatever this is, to be able to produce that positive solution. And then the lady of the gift is all about generosity, receiving and withholding. There's a level of wisdom here measured in coming up with a solution. And this is almost like performing surgery. Like there's a level of precision needed in handling this. So please tell me what it is, Cancer. If this is resonating with you, sounds really interesting. Whatever is on your mind. And something about pulling something back out. This could be something that you haven't used in a while or something coming back up that hasn't come up in a while, that you'll find useful. Lots of going in for guidance. So that's what I'm getting for you, Cancer. But it turns out, to be a situation where you're transmuting energy and utilizing it to come up with your desired outcome. Okay. There may be someone that may be able to assist in this Queen of Wands in some type of way. And so I'm always intrigued by your readings because they're so deeply spiritual and creative. And so if this is you and it's resonating, please let me know. That's what I have for this week. You have your work cut out for you, Cancer. That's all I'll say, okay? Thank you so much for stopping by. It's always a pleasure reading for you. Until next time, like, share, comment, subscribe if you have not, and hit the bell if you find yourself subscribing and you feel led to do so, okay? Blood Moon Oracle. Bye. And lastly, we have Scorpio. How you doing, Scorpio? Hope you are well. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. Like, share, comment. Scorpio, you are last but not least, okay? Sometimes Spirit says the best for last. Let's see what energies are coming out for you this week, Scorpio. For Scorpio, that's too many. For Scorpio, I hope you guys are well and enjoyed this weekend. Wasn't it beautiful? Yes, all that beautiful sunshine. Ooh. Let's see for Scorpio. First of all, your environment feels very spiritual, um, quiet, and still. Now, then I get the Five of Wands. For some of you, it could be very quiet, peaceful, and still. Now, for others of you, that's the very opposite. It could be very energetic and busy and just full of activity, undirected activity, right? It just feel like scattered energy. And then the Temperance feels very calm and graceful. And so you're this week, you're in your where you are, what you experience may be kind of like a phase of energies. There could be things that come into your space that take you from, this anxious energy to a calm energy. For some of you, I'm seeing that here. But overall, it feels like mostly still and quiet, very serene, very graceful and balanced, focused. So the Five of Wands may not be your energy, right? If you're having company this week, this could be the energy being brought into your space that contrasts your space, because I do see that you do have, um, you know, kind of like a gathering type of energy this week that you're thinking about, and ways that you can possibly protect your energy this week, and possible ways that you can achieve more, achieve higher, reach higher limits. That's what's on your mind this week. Achievement, protection, and some fellowship as well. I do feel like you'll be placed in difficult positions this week, being led to make difficult decisions. These decisions may possibly be decisions you have to make between things that are equally as important to you. There could be some things that you don't have a full, all of the energy about it. The moon comes out and the wheel of fortune. And so there's some things that may come up this week that may perplex you or may cause some, um, not necessarily confusion, but there's some hidden things that maybe need to be exposed or looked into. For some of you, you could have some kind of disturbing dream that may challenge you in some type of way. The way that things are playing out this week, there could be things about this week that challenge you as well. Okay. Whether that's because you don't really feel like you have a lot of control over the timing, or just how things are unfolding this week, right? You may have some challenges with that. But I do see some new beginnings that will come in for you this week. There are some things that you are overcoming. It almost feels like a graduation in some type of way. So you might be moving to the next level here this week in something that you're doing. And I also feel like whatever, if you've been waiting on something or waiting on possibly someone to come back and make things right, that's going to happen this week. I feel that I have the world, the Nine of Wands, and the Four of Cups, or there could just be some resolution around it, right? To where it's no longer even an issue, right? You just receive what it is and just release it and move on, right? I feel like for some of you, you might be washing your hands of something or someone this week and just moving forward in peace. And I do see like these palm branches here, which gives me that energy of moving forward in peace over something that at one point in time might have been, you know, an issue, but it feels like you are just releasing and moving forward and setting your expectations higher. I feel like for some of you, there is um, something that you will be raising the bar on this week. That clarity comes in with this world. So it's moving to a higher level. You're graduating to the next level. You're raising the bar on something. So what might have been really easy at one point may have just raised the bar on it this week, or you will. And so if people didn't get in when they had a chance, then that's too bad because you're about to raise the bar to a whole nother level. Okay. I do get that here. And then we end with the Hierophant, the Devil, and the Seven of Swords. Okay. So it feels like you will be conquering some things that may have tempted you in some type of way. You get the victory over that. And possibly through strategizing a way around that temptation, or maybe even seeing clearly, right? So that whatever this is won't be able to come in and just do and wreak havoc, right? There's some strategy that you come up with that places you back in, rightful position to control whatever it is that you are over. Let's see. Why is the Hierophant, the Devil, and the Seven of Swords here? The Five of, the Star. Why did I say the Five of the Star? The King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Judgment. The Star. I don't know if there's people that come in to assist you with bringing things back into um, perspective and it landing in the place that you want it to be. The star is like wish fulfillment, you getting what you want. Um, you finding out the solution to some problem, some old problem that may be re-arising, right? And so this is you ending up resolving something by simply just continuing to move forward, continuing to grow, continuing to excel, not letting anything stop you. Because it started out with this very beautiful energy, the hermit, very spiritual, still, focused, and the temperance, which is very graceful, very beautiful energy. But in the middle of it, it's like the Five of Wands, like something coming in to interrupt that beautiful energy. But then you decide to just move forward and just grow, right? Just grow, protect your energy, protect your space, right? Create and cultivate, fellowships that are close and beneficial, making difficult decisions, not worrying about what it is that you can't see, and just trusting how everything unfolds for you while you do your very best by growing. I do also see you setting the bar higher, cutting off some things and raising the bar. And it feels like that brings in the solution that you need, that strategy, and repositions you back in control here. Okay. And so that's what I see. Let me go ahead and get some oracle. for Scorpio. What other advice do we have for Scorpio, Spirit? Scorpio. What other advice for Scorpio? Let's get one more. All right, so we have Sisters of the Seasons, the Queen of Light, and the Spirit Whisperer. Okay. Sister of Seasons is cycles of growth, natural law, and divine order. This is almost just accepting, seasons of growth. Sometimes things will come around to shake things up, to make them uncomfortable, so we continue to move forward, right? Sisters of Seasons might talk about just having a season where it's time to grow, it's time to expand, it's time to, raise up higher, to keep moving forward. Um, Divine order always gives me the energy that nothing can happen without permission, of the divine. And so there's something about this that may be, in fact, destined, in order to keep you moving forward, or just to present just enough, to keep us motivated and wanting more and wanting to grow. It feels like that, something divine, okay? It's in divine order. Whatever this is that's coming out this week for you, Scorpio. The Queen of Light is all about this celebration around sharing your light, shining your light, illuminating truth, and enlightening, with the truth. It feels like doing what it is that has been given to do. The Queen of the Light, standing and doing exactly what it is that you've been given to do. Feels like celebration around it. I did get the Three of Cups coming out on your mind. You may be thinking about doing some type of celebration here this week, or that might be something in line with this, upgrade that you are doing right now. A celebration is in order. And then lastly, we have the Spirit Whisper, which is talking about your connection. This is my High Priestess card in this Oracle deck, the Spirit Whisperer, talking about divine guidance and higher knowing. Oops, there's just something that you know, okay, without having to be told. There's just a knowing. You may be someone who has a connection directly with spirit, and there is a channeling of information. Okay. And so let me know if this resonates. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for stopping by. I always appreciate you coming by to listen, sharing your energy with us. Um, like, share, comment if you feel led. And if you have not yet, subscribe, okay? Hit the bell so you'll be notified in case we go live or post more content like this. If you feel like you want to, stop by and give me a shout out in my email. Let me know you're there. Say hello. I'll talk back, okay? I promise. So that is the end of our messages. Thank you so much. It has been Blood Moon Oracle. And with that, I am going to say a sweet good night. All right. Till next time, Scorpio. Take care of yourselves. Bye.